Hello everyone, I welcome to you in the apparel computer aided design classes. In the previous class, we have learned about the waistcoat upper standards designing. So in the previous class, we have already discussed about the what is the waistcoat and what is the uses of these garments, and then how we can develop the standards of the waistcoat. In the previous class, we have already discussed about all these things. So I will suggest to you, first of all, you have to see the part A or previous class demo, then you can understand this class, because this class is basis on the previous class. We have already designed all these standards format. In this class, we will learn about the development of the final patterns of the waistcoat uppers, and then design of the pockets also we will learn in this class. So I will suggest you to watch in sequential format, then only you can understand the apparel computer aided design. In this if you will see in a sequence format, then the benefit will be that you will learn both. You will learn about the softwares and tools of the softwares and its operations, and second one, you will learn about the design also. In this class, we will learn about the final pattern development of the waistcoat upper, and then designing of the pockets also we will learn in this class. So let's start. First of all, this is the standard draft of the waistcoat upper patterns. So first of all, we have to eliminate the patterns. So basically in the waistcoat there are the patterns. First is the front, left and right, two patterns is there, and second one is the back part. So let's start how to eliminate the front and back parts. So we have to go to the create menu, and we have to go to the trace tools, and we have to select the pattern in a clockwise directions. We will start from this area, and we will go in a clockwise directions to the whole piece, and this is the front side patterns. Now after that, we have to right click and then OK. Now we have to select this line also. This is for the supporting of the pocket positions. Right click and then OK. Now we can see that this is the now we have to give the name of these patterns. This is the front side part. So we have to give the name as a front side part, and go to the OK, and again right click and then OK. Now this part has been created. Similarly, we have to repeat the same process to eliminate the front. We have to trace in a clockwise directions like this, and then after the selection of these things, we have to right click and then OK. Now again we have to select this line, because it will help us for the pocket positions. Now we have to give the name of this part as a front part. Whatever is comfortable, you can give the name. OK, and again right click and then OK. Now we can see that these two parts has been created. So now we have to merge these two parts into one. So how we will do this process? So let's start. So first of all, we have to go to the modifying tools, and we have to come to this icons. This is called the combine piece. So we have to select that, and we have to select this line, and again we have to select this line also, and select match point on set piece. So we have to select this is the match point on set pieces, and select the match point on target piece. So this is only the match point on the target pieces. Now right click and then OK. Now we can see that this piece has been generated. Now we have to remove all these two parts, because we have to create these patterns with the help of these two pieces. So now we have to go to the delete and piece, and we have to select both the pieces and delete. Right click and then OK. Now let's come to the point. We have to go to the single point, and we have to select this one, and we have to make a straight line in a format. We have to go to the view, zoom in, and we have to zoom in this point, and again we have to go to the modify, and we have to select the single point. After selection of the single point in horizontal way, we have to make a straight line which should be very comfortable and nice. Right click and then OK. Again we have to go to the view and zoom out. Now it's OK. Now we have to see that we have to go to the create offset, and then we have to select this line, right click and then OK, and we have to activate the value, and then we have to enter the bracket button hole positions line. For the button hole position line, we have to enter here -2 centimeter and hit the enter button. Again we have to go to the here multiple marks and select the add point line, and we have to select this line, right click and then OK. Now enter the number of points between start and end points. So we want 2 number of points between start and end, right click and then OK. Now we have applied the button positions. Now we have to enter the very important thing. So this is the stitching allowances to our patterns. So it is a very important part to create the final pattern. So we have to go to the advanced menu and we have to select the define tools, and then we have to start the applications of the seam allowances. So we have to select first of all this shoulder line, right click and then OK, and then we have to enter the seam allowances as a 1.5 centimeter and hit the enter button. Now we have to come to this arm eye line, we have to select this one, right click and then OK. Now we have to enter here the seam allowances as per your designs as a 1.5 centimeter and hit enter button. Now we have to select this side seam line and we have to right click and then OK, and we have to enter 2 centimeter of the seam allowances. Now we have to come to this hem line. We have to select this hem line and we have to right click and then OK, and we have to enter the distance of 3 centimeter for this hem line, right click and then OK. Now we have to select this dot position line, and then we have to enter the distance of 0.7 mm and then OK. Again we have to come to this front panel, front line. This is the front neck line and this is all this line we have to select, right click and then OK, and we have to enter the distance of 0.7 and hit the enter button, right click and then OK. Now you can see this is the final pattern of our waistcoat front parts has been designed. So there is basically 2 front parts, one is the front right and second one is the front left. So there is no issue. With the help of this one pattern only we can cut the 2 pieces, left and right. So now we have to give the name of this piece. We have to go to the create annotations and we have to left click, right click and then OK. Now we have to give the name as a front part and enter, and we have to cut 2 pieces. So we need left and right 2 pieces for different parts of the waistcoat. So we have to enter here and we can change the font size as a 2 and then OK, right click and then OK. Now we can see that this front part of the waistcoat has been completely designed. Now let's come to the next point. So next very important part is that this is the back part of our waistcoat. So we have to eliminate that parts. For that process we have to go to the create menu and we have to select the dress option, and we have to select shoulder line of the back part, arm eye line, side seam line of the back part and the hem line of the back part. Similarly we have to select the center back part and then back neck. After the selection of all this line we have to right click and then OK. Now we have to select the dot. This is also very important, right click and then OK. Now we can see this is the back part has been generated. Now we have to give the name as a back part and then right click and then OK. Now this back part has been generated, so let me do some changes in this part. So first of all, we have to change the dot. So we have to go to the advanced menu and we have to come to this option. This is called edit dot. So we have to select this one, and after selection of this we have to left click at this point and we have to drag and drop over here, right click and then OK. It has been completely done. After that, now what we have to do, we have to apply the seam allowances to this pattern also. For that purpose, we have to go to the advanced menu and define, and then we have to select the shoulder line, right click and then OK, and we have to enter here 1.5 centimeter and hit the enter button, or right click and then OK. Again we have to select the armscye line, right click and then OK, and we have to enter 1.5 centimeter as a seam allowance. Enter, hit the enter button. This is called the side seam line. We have to select both, right click and then OK, and we have to enter 2 centimeter as a seam allowances. And again we have to select, this is called the hemline, right click and then OK, and we have to enter 3 centimeter as a seam allowances and hit the enter button, right click and then OK. Now we have to again we have to define, and we have to select this back neckline, right click and then OK, and we have to enter the seam allowances as a 0.7 centimeter and hit the enter button, right click and then OK. Finally, now we can see that the seam allowances to this pattern has also been applied. We cannot apply seam allowances to this line because this is called the mirror line. So now we have to go to the create menu, annotation, and we have to come to this piece area, right click and then OK. Now we have to go to the create menu, annotations, and then we have to come to this place, left click, right click and then OK. Now we have to give the name as a back part and cut it down. We have to how much piece you want cut, and you have to enter here, cut 1. So this is actually upper, so we have to enter here bracket upper. For the upper and the lining patterns we have already discussed in the previous class. You can watch the previous video, then you will fully analyze what is the difference between upper and lining patterns. If you want to edit this annotations, we have to go to the edit menu, annotations, and we have to select this annotation, right click and then OK. Now in the bracket we have to give as a upper and close bracket, enter the button and then OK. We have to move this annotations, so for that purpose we have to come over here and then OK. If you want to change the size of this one, we have to go to the edit and we can put here as a 1 size of the font. Again we have to select this one and move, and then we can move in and here wherever is comfortable position, so you can move. Now OK. Next very important part is that now both the pieces, front and back pieces has been designed. Now we have to go to the pockets, so we will design the pockets. So for that purpose, first of all let me explain you about the parts of the pockets. Basically this is the welt pocket, so we will design the welt pocket now. So there is the 3 parts of this pocket. One is the front welt, second one is called the pocket cover upper, and third one is the pocket cover lining. So these 3 parts we have to design. So it's very simple. First of all we have to go to the create menu and go to the rectangle tools, come to the work area, left click over here, and then you have to enter the length of your pocket. So length of the pocket is basically in the center there is the 10 centimeter length, and 1 centimeter will be the gap, and 3 centimeter both the side we have to increase. 12 plus 6, 18 centimeter. So we have to enter here 18 centimeter as the length of this pocket welt, and the width of the pocket welt will be 4 centimeter, and then hit the enter button, right click and then OK. Now this is your pocket where it is ready. We have to go to the annotation and we have to give the name. First of all, we have to come to the notch, so we have to apply the notch. To apply the notch, what we have to do, we have to enter the distance. First of all, we have to activate this measurement arrow by left click, and don't leave the left click. Again, you have to press the right click at the corner position, then this arrow will activate. Now we have to enter the distance of what is the 3 centimeter. This is the notch position, and hit the enter button. So one notch has been generated. Similarly, we have to repeat the same process at the right hand side top corner, left click and again right click. Now you come to this end box, and then you have to enter 3 centimeter and hit the enter button. Again, we have to repeat the same process. We have to come to this top left hand corner, right click to activate the arrow, plus arrow, and we have to enter 4 centimeter and hit the enter button. Now similarly, we have to come to this end and come to the end box, and we have to take the position 4 centimeter of the notch and hit the enter button. Now you come to this bottom line, and we have to come to this end point, left click and right click both at a time, and we have to enter 3 and hit the enter button. Similarly, you come to this position, left click and right click at a time, both click at this corner, and we have to enter the distance of 3 and hit the enter button. Again, we have to repeat the process. We have to 4 centimeter and hit the enter button. So this is the notch positions. We must apply this notch. It will be helpful during the manufacturing time. So we have to enter 4 and hit the enter button. Right click and then OK. Now we have to go to the annotations, and we have to come to this piece area, left click, right click and then OK, and give the name as a Welt. How much pieces you want Welt? So we have to cut 2. Cut 2 and then OK. If you want to reposition this annotations, you have to go to the edit annotation, and you have to select this one, right click and move, and we can move it over here. Right click and then OK. Now we have to draft the second part of this pocket. This is called the pocket cover, upper cover. So for upper cover, we have to go to the create and rectangle tools. We have to come to the work area, left click over here. Again, we have to enter the same distance, 18. So the length of this pocket cover, upper cover, will be 18 centimeter, and the width will be the 10 centimeter. And hit the enter button. And give the name as a pocket upper cover. Pocket upper cover and then OK. Right click and then OK. Now what we have to do, we have to apply the notch of this pocket. For that purpose, we have to come to the standard notch, and we have to left click, drag, come to the end corner, right click and left, leave both the left and right click. Now we have to enter the distance of 3 and hit the enter button. Similarly, we have to come to this right hand side, left click, right click at a time, and release both the mouse click. Then this arrow will activate. Now we have to come to the end box, and we have to enter the distance of 3 and hit the enter button. Now we have to go to the annotation, and we have to left click, right click and then OK, and give the name as a pocket upper cover. And how much pieces you want, enter, and you have to put here cut 2 and then OK. Now we have to generate and we have to develop the second piece, that is called the pocket cover lining. So for that purpose we have to come to the rectangle tools, and we have to left click over here and come to this length and width box, user input box, and we have to enter the length. Length will be similarly 18 centimeter, and width of this pocket will be 18, and hit the enter button. I give the name as a pocket lining cover. And then OK. Again right click and then OK. Now we have to again go to the annotation. First of all we have to apply the notch. So let me apply the notch. So for that purpose we have to come to the standard notch tools and left click, drag, and come to this. Right click at a time and release both the click. Now we have to enter 3 and hit the enter button. Similarly again we have to come to this. We have to repeat the same process and come to this box. And we have to first come to the end box, and we have to enter the distance of 3 centimeter notch position and then OK. Right click and then OK. Now we have to give the name of this pattern, annotations. Left click, right click, and then OK, and give the name as a pocket lining cover. And how much pieces you want to cut, you mention over here. Cut 2 pieces and then OK. We have to go to the edit menu, annotation, and we have to select this annotation, right click and come to the move, and we have to reposition it in a proper place. Right click and then OK. Now you can see that your pockets also been designed, and the waistcoat upper patterns has also been completely designed. I hope that this class will be very much helpful for you. In the next class, in the part 3, finally we will learn about how we can eliminate the lining patterns of the waistcoat. Then in these 3 parts we will fully able to design the waistcoat garments, which plays a very important role in the formal wear as a woman, for a woman and men's.